Hi guys, welcome to my channel AI Coding Cats. Today we'll discuss about database concepts in Oracle SQL. This class is more related to theoretical and later classes we'll see about the practicals and how to do the coding from the SQL developer. But today this video is more related to the theoretical part. Now we'll see what is database concepts in SQL. Database a database is defined as a collection of meaningful data. The collection of meaningful data needs to have a point of reference to be understood. A simple point of reference would be example of postal address that would generally contain the below one. Okay. So if I read like this, you will not understand anything. So I'll explain this one. What is this definition? Database means simply you assume like a living room. In the living room we are organizing the things there, like we will place sofa set. In front of the sofa set we will place the TV, some chairs, some coffee table, some decorative items like this. So the room is called database, and the inside the things what we are placing is called the information. Means now you can able to understand this particular definition. A database can be defined as a collection of meaningful data that should be meaningful. What is meaningful? For example, in a living room, if I place the kitchen equipment, means that will not be a meaningful. In a kitchen, if I place cots and beds, means that will not be a meaningful. So this is called meaningful. The database can be defined as a meaningful data collection of data reference to be understood, and a simple point of reference. This is the simple example here. For example, if you want to write some post, if you want to write a letter and post that one to some person, what you will need: a building name, flat number, a road name, area name, state, pin code. If you write all these things on an envelope and if you post this cover, then definitely it will reach to that particular person. In the same manner, for example, the employees are there. We will discuss about the HR department only. Employees will be there. So, how many employees are working in that particular organization? Employee ID, employee name, employee first name, last name, salary, all the information when he hired to that particular organization, when he left the organization. So, everything will be in the particular database. Now, Database Management Systems, DBMS concept. DBMS concept is essentially collection of interrelated data set of programs. I am underlining this word, interrelated data. Okay, what is interrelated data? Means inside a table, there should be some specific relation between both columns. For example, employee ID is there. Employee ID, let's assume that 100 is the employee ID. And for that 100 employee ID, some Stephen is the employee name. And the hire date will be there. So this particular row is dedicated to this employee. So this row has a relationship, means the employee ID, that employee ID belongs to Steven. Steven hired on so and so particular date and he is receiving some salary. So all these have some relation. Now, after creating a database, simply if you create a database and if I'm not able to manage, access, update, means there is no use for it. So after creating a database, I should able to access the database, to manage the database, and to update the database. Access means what? For example, go to the SQL developer and if I run this query, select star from employees. Don't worry, all these codes, everything I'll explain in the later videos. Everything from scratch to complete PLSQL high-end coding, I'll explain you. Now we'll see. For example, I ran this query. Now I got this kind of information, means I can able to manage the data. I can able to retrieve the data, see the data. What is this one? So this some table is retrieved in front of me. Employee ID is there, first name is there, email is there, his phone number is there, high date is there. This particular column dedicated to this Steven, this employee ID. So I can able to see this one. In the same manner, I can able to access the system, I mean DBMS system, and I can able to manage, means if I want to change anything, means I can able to do it. Then update. For example, he left the organization. Then I will just update this. This particular person hide date is from this end to some uh, to some date, so I can able to update it. Or if I want to change anything, his phone number, his email id, I can able to change it. So this is called updating. So once after creating a database, we can able to access the database, we can able to manage the database, we can able to update the database. Then only it is called as a perfect DBMS. This is called collection of data is called DBMS. DBMS system that allows you to insert the data. For example, if I want to insert any new record, it should allow me to insert the record. And if I want to update anything, it should allow me to update the things. And if I want to delete any records from the database, it should access me, or it should approve me to delete some data from the database. Then all this processing of the data, some of the DBMS developed by houses like Oracle, Ingress, Sysbase, MySQL. These are the some houses. Means Oracle systems has developed an SQL, structural query language, to retrieve the data. Means all these things, what they have developed means Oracle, Ingress, Sysbase, MySQL. What they have developed means they have developed a DBMS system, which we can able to access, manage, and update the data, and also we can able to insert, delete the data also. More famous SQLs are like Oracle and MySQL. Next, benefits of the DBMS. What are the benefits of the DBMS? Stored data can be shared by single or multiple users. Means, for example, if you are storing a data, like say I have this DB, and here I have the table structure, everything is there, I can able to see, and also this is interconnected with the system, so multiple users can able to see the same data at a time. Standard can be set and followed. Means some standards will be there, we have to maintain the standards, and that should be followed by the developers. Easy to maintain and access, it should not be complicated, it should be very easy. And a developer can able to easily fetch the records, and he has to insert, manage, update, everything he has to be done within easy limits. And no more data inconsistency. If the data has inconsistency, we cannot store the data, we cannot update, we cannot manage the data easily. Don't worry, in upcoming sessions I'll explain you everything one by one, and complete information at one place. For example, I told you earlier, here employee ID is there, and first name is there, last name, like email ID, phone number. See, all this information is stored in one place. Of course, we will split the data and we will store in some different tables also. That is, I mean, from the joins we can able to understand that concept. As I told, I'll cover every topic. No need to worry. Data accuracy can be maintained. The data should be accurate. Next, concepts of relational database management systems. Oh, what is this? Means first first we have discussed about DBMS, database management systems. Now I am saying RDBMS. What is the difference between DBMS and RDBMS? DBMS means simply a database. As I told you, in the living room, we are organizing the things. Now, relational database management system. Relational database management system means simply there is a concept called like inner join. You can say like this, or for example, that in the columns in the columns they should have some dependency or some relation between two columns in a particular table. We will join the tables from that. For example, first table is there, table A, and table B is there. We are doing some inner joins between these two tables. But now here the concept is a relational database management system. Means inside the table there should be some interrelation should be there. Here, what is the interrelation? For example, you see the manager ID is there. The manager ID is representing something. Here employee ID is there, here manager ID is there. Means this particular uh, employee is reporting to some other employee. The hierarchy will be there. uh, Employee will be there, and employee has a reporting manager, and his reporting manager reports to some other manager will be there. For that reporting person is reporting to his higher official. So like this we have the hierarchy. In here also we have a system. Here the manager is there and here the employee is there, means this particular employee is reporting to some other person, that we will discuss now. For example, here you see the select employee ID first name as employee name, first name manager. Don't worry, actually now in this time you will not understand about this query, but later I'll explain you everything. First just I'll fetch and show you the records here in this session. You see here employee ID, employee name, and manager, means Steven is his employee ID is 100 and employee name is Steven. He is reporting to no one, means he is the boss of that organization. Next, if you come to 101, Nina is reporting to Steven, means here Nina is reporting to Steven, Lex is reporting to Steven, and next Alexander is reporting to Lex, Bruce, David, like this all employees are reporting to these kind of uh, employees or managers. So this is called a relational database management systems. A relational database management system, RDBMS, is the database system based on the relational model introduced by EF Cod. His name is EF Cod. It should satisfy 12 rules, but in practice there is no DBMS that satisfy all the rules. Most successful DBMS has to obey at least 7 to 8 rules. What is this meaning? Means actually this relational database management systems is developed by Dr. EF Cod. He put some rules or principles, regulations to obey this RDBMS concept. Actually, he has introduced 12 rules, but in practice, for example, in practice you no other houses, like for example we already discussed about Oracle, Ingress, base MySQL. We have some houses, they have developed the DBMS or database, that no one is allowing or no one is satisfying 12 rules. Only in practice 7 to 8 rules will be there. That is, I mean, this 7 to 8 rules obeyed by Oracle. Only Oracle engine is the most robust engine in SQL systems because it obeys more than 7 to 8 rules. Okay, now, so RDBMS stores the data in the form of related tables. What is related tables? This one I already showed you, right? Here, this one. So this is a relation. The relation between manager and employee number in the same table, which I showed you the earlier. So this employee, this is the manager name, and these both are interrelated. So what are the EF code rules? We'll see. Actually, in this is not much important in the interview point. Just they will ask you what are the EF code rules, and if you are just a beginner, you are entering to the SQL, and then they might ask you these questions. But in my 16 years experience, I haven't seen this kind of questions in interview. But you should able to understand these concepts and you should able to aware of this one. Then only you can able to or then only you can able to be a good developer. Now, what is EF code rules? The 12 rules. Now we will see about the 12 rules. The information rule. The information rule means all data should be present in the table form. Here already we have seen this is a table. So the information should be in a tabular form. It should not be inconsistency here and there. It should be in a definitely it should be in a table form. Guaranteed access rule means, for example, if I want to fetch any data, if I want to see any data, it should be accessible. If the table is created in the database, and if I want to enter the name of the table, and if it is not fetching or it is not retrieving, means there is no point to create the database. So all data should be accessible. Next, systematic treatment of null values. Fields should be allowed to remain empty. What is this remain empty means? For example, come to this table and you see some data is missing in these tables, in these columns. These are called null values, means no value is populated to this particular column. That should be like systematic treatment of null values. Field should be allowed to remain empty. This involves the support of null values, means table should be this table, any table should supports the null values. Next, dynamic online catalog based on relational model. What is this one? A relational database must provide access to its structure through some rules used on the access of the data. Means dynamic online catalog based on relational model means a relation of the database must provide the structure to the same rules. Means the same structure should be there. One side table and other side the raw data. It should not be like that. After importing the raw data into the table, it should be in the uniform structure. Next, comprehensive data sub-language rule. The database must support at least one clear definition language. What is this language? For example, SQL, structural query language. This is called structural query language. In this structural query language, this is in this structural query language, what we will do, we have some functionalities or we have some definitions like data definition, data manipulation, data integrity, what all these things, data definition, data integrity. Don't worry, everything we will discuss in depth. Now I'm just highlighting these points. Data definition means, for example, we can able to create the data, we can able to insert the data, we can able to manipulate, delete, all these one. These are called as definitions or principles. Next, view updating rule. Data, this table should be view and updatable, means I can able to retrieve the data. For example, if I run this query, I can able to see the data, and also I should able to update the data. This is called view updating rule. Next, high level inserting, updating and deleting means information in the table should be insertable. The table should accept to insert the new rows. The table should accept to update the rows. The table should accept to delete some rows. Physical data independency. Insert, update, delete of the data should without affecting other users. Okay, like for example, I only alone I am not using the database. So many multiple users are using the particular database. Means all employees in that organization are using that database and they are doing some DML structures, DML or DCL, whatever it may be, they are doing. For example, if I do anything according to my work, if I drop a table or if I insert a record or if I create a new table, that should not affect the other tables or other users. This particular record or whatever the actions I'm doing, that should be done in the particular table only. It should not affect the structure of the database. It should not be affect to the others. That is called physical data independency. Next, logical data independency. Data can be shared fully or partially and view restrictions. What is this logical data independency means? For example, if I want to share the data to any some other third party users, then I can able to share full data, or I can able to hide some data and I can able to partially give the information to the other user. This part will come under views that we'll discuss. Next, integrity independency. Data should allow constraints or firewalls. This is the most important topic in SQL. Constraints. While creating the table, you will put some constraints. These constraints are called firewalls. We'll discuss it later. Next, distribution independency. It should be shared easily among the multiple users. It's almost the same one which we highlighted in the above point. Non-subversion rule. There should be no way to modify the database structure other than the database languages like SQL. It's very simple. For example, if any third-party system comes to the Oracle or any database, and if they want to manipulate the data, if they want to manipulate the structure, means that should not be allowed. Only the database languages like SQL we can able to do that one. Now these are the 12 rules of the EF code.